The gaming industry had a breaking announcement yesterday when PlayStation actually shut down Firewalk Studios Concord after a massively disastrous launch. I mean, these people that made this game over a span of 8 years couldn't even get 1,000 concurrent players at all. The peak was at 697. The game is officially finished in 2 days. No more. You can't even play it. Digital refunds are being distributed, and I believe you can even physically return it. This is amazing to see a game get shut down after just 2 weeks, and it's proof that nobody wants this type of nonsense. We've seen the wokies try to cope and say what it was is that nobody wants a live service game this day and age that's a shooter like Overwatch. But let's be real. It's because of all the woke agenda. We've seen it. Even one of the characters is based off of a transgender model. On top of that, we have robots with pronouns. We have uninspiring character design. In fact, the characters look absolutely atrocious. We've went down the list. And then you just looking at Firewalk Studios alone, how insane they had a individual called Professor that was forcing people to call them the Professor. They were promoting a hostile, toxic work environment that encouraged cancel culture and woke ideology. The laundry list is just there, guys. Why Firewalk Studios lasted less than 2 weeks after launching their big game that Sony spent so much money on. It's not a surprise. And all the wokies are coping and seething. We've already covered this, but now looks like there's a new challenger, guys. There's a game called Fairgames from Haven Studios coming out, and this is an anti-capitalist game. So it sounds every bit as cringe as you would think. This is a brand new contender. They're in trouble. They are in trouble. After Concord, now we know that all of us right-wing grifters are going to look at the next target, and it's only fair game. You know what I mean? When you think about all this DEI that's been infecting the gaming industry and stuff, now we're calling it out. Dustborn failed. Concord failed. Star Wars Outlaws is allegedly selling less copies than expected. This next game, Fairgames, it's fair game to basically put it through the ringer. Now, Haven Studios is a subsidiary of PlayStation Studios, and they announced back in May 2023 this game would be coming out, and this trailer is just absolute cringe, guys. There's like a voice that says, too much money and too much power is held by just a few people, and it's only getting worse. You know, that typical crap where all these people hate capitalism and they think that certain people are fascist and, you know, all this buzzword nonsense that all these little precious snowflake wokies try to throw out there. But there's literally a modern audience heist team in this game. Modern audience. The game is literally catered to a modern audience. You can see the trailer shows them robbing trailers, warehouses, penthouses, and more. And the official description of this game says, welcome to Fair Game, your chance to rob the rich and rebalance the scales. What cringe right here, guys. Fair Games is a competitive modern heist game where you team up to break into exotic locations and steal the cargo. The twist, you not only need to outsmart guards and security systems, you also compete against other teams. So, right there, modern heist game. That is code word, guys, for it's going to suck. This modern audience, anytime you see the word modern audience, adapted for a modern, whatever the fuck you want to hear, means it's going to suck. It's going to be full of DEI, woke, ESG, clout chasing bullcrap. And just looking at the trailer, you could just tell right away with how they tend to use the same like color template when it comes to the design. And it just feels all uninspiring. And especially after a game like Concord, these people have to be sweating right now. Definitely have to be worried. And it's cringe. Now, there was a blog post made by a creative director of this game named Matthew Leduc, who said that the game is a fresh, modern take on the heist game. Again, buzzwords, phrasing for it's woke. Says, in a nutshell, this is a thrilling competitive heist game where you join an underground movement to rob the ultra rich and rebalance the scales. And we know how all the left-leaning progressive wokies hate rich white people. That's ultimately what this game is going to be coming down to, guys, is rich white people bad. Yeah, political commentary in video games, guys. Remember when video games were supposed to be fun? When video games were supposed to be an escape from reality? When video games were supposed to be entertaining? When video games were supposed to make you feel immersed in a world that you couldn't go in, like Hyrule or, the Mushroom Kingdom, or even wherever Sonic the Hedgehog lives at and stuff like that. Even GTA, like Liberty City, all that. It's supposed to be an exaggeration of real life. But now we have political activists that are not only gaming journalists, but video game developers. People are focused on putting their political commentary, their woke narratives in video games, and it backfires each and every single time. Each and every single time. It's fucking garbage. And this guy went on to say in the blog, this creative director said, fair games will give you an opportunity to break the rules as a modern-day Robin Hood, a thrill seeker, or just someone who wants to collect cool loot. Right? Anyways, sounds cringe, especially when it says, fill your pockets like a kid in a candy store and unravel the nefarious plans of untouchable billionaires. So, yeah, we could tell right away this is going to be a Game of the Year candidate, right? Now, they also made it clear they will be pushing inclusivity. And they said every member of their team shares their vision to create welcoming and inclusive multiplayer experiences that glue communities together. Can I just say one word to describe that? Gay! And I don't care if that triggers you at all. This game is dead on arrival, guys. Just trust me on this. It is getting flamed. Let's look at the trailer. And if you look at the likes-dislike ratio, courtesy of this awesome Google extension that I have, there's only 3.7 thousand likes to 23,000 dislikes, and I'm gonna dislike it right now. Again, this was revealed over a year ago, and it's kind of flown under the radar, but now that Concord is making waves with its utter failure, this game is next. There's no way in hell that this game isn't next. You can look at the comments, man, just roasting it. Stop giving your money to people who hate you. Just stop it. And that's right. These people that make all these games that are infected with wokeness, they hate you. They hate gamers, especially if you're a straight male gamer. And if you're white, that's bonus points on top of that. DC says you can actually feel Sony sweating nervously through the screen. I mean, they took down Concord after 2 weeks. I am just saying. You see, Burgerheim says, eat the rich, create a games as service game with a seasonal battle pass and millions of microtransactions. It's kind of ironic, right? That they're making a game that's microtransaction heavy, that's going to nickel and dime the gamers and everybody that plays it. But the theming behind it is robbing the rich, right? This individual says, billion-dollar company makes a game about how rich people are bad. You can't make this up. Potato Nugget says, the developers are definitely sweating buckets right now. You want to know about us? No. Are you sure you want to go through this after Concord, Sony? The irony of a live service game based on eating the rich is levels of irony even I can't comprehend, and I'm fueled by it. Eat the rich, and the game is the most corpo vision ever. Concord 2.0 is about to hit. Another Concord with the same fate. You know, just honestly, this reeks of Concord and will end like Concord. Thanks to all our players, but we're unfortunately ending support. 1 year later, vibes to it. I don't even give it a year. I don't even give it a year. You can see, don't worry, Sony, the modern audience, if it even exists, can't wait to praise your game and not buy it before moving on into ruining another game. And that's the funny thing about this is you see these wokies try to cope. I've seen this one jackass on Twitter saying, 99% of the casual gamers don't even care. You go out in the real world and you ask them the definition of woke. They don't even know what that term is. Because 99% of the people out there don't like wokeness. That's why they don't know anything about it. That's why they don't support stuff like Concord or Acolyte or any of that. Oh, well, you could just tell that stuff is bad by looking at. No, it's bad because it's woke narrative driven, you dipshit. That's why. That is why. Now, this thing is getting flamed on Twitter as well. Shout outs to Manga Lawyer who put out, don't worry, Concord, the memes will stop soon. The next Sony exclusive flop will be Fair Games, the Ultimate Zoomer AAA. And they're not fucking wrong on that. And this is a call out. This is being called out as we speak. You can see everybody's just screen capping shit, saying welcome to laughing about the whole description where they said rebalance the scales. It's so funny how they run and use Antifa tactics without deadly weapons. I bet the game is about stealing money from the capitalist pigs. So it's a heist game about an all-black team trying to steal while white guys try to protect their property. So, yeah, this is going to go well, Sony. This is going to go well. I think you guys need to go ahead and just pull the plug while you're at it. Go ahead and pull the plug while you're at it because nobody wants this bullshit. Nobody wants this nonsense. Nobody wants a game about anti-capitalism when you're one of the biggest corporations in the fucking world. I don't know who you're trying to cater to, what audience you're trying to get points from, but this is not it, Chief. This ain't real life, dog, all right? This is going to flop. It's flop after flop after flop. And it's not attributed to any kind of like bad video game development, even though the games are absolutely terrible. It's because there's a lack of vision to make good games. It's because they're more focused on narratives. It's because they're more focused on ideologies. I'm sure some of these individuals that work at these studios are super talented, but you're having to work under individuals like the professor at Firewalk Studios or not have work, which is unfortunate that a lot of these people that are having to work in these companies that are subscribing to this woke narrative and these ideologies, they're forced to have to work in those environments. People lose their jobs because of idiots like Professor at Firewalk Studios. People lose their jobs because of idiots that made games like Suicide Squad. They're more focused on putting political commentary into the games instead of actually making real ones. And now this next one, Fair Games, is going to be the next casualty. You've heard it here first, guys. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're brand new. I'll see you on the next one.